I used to believe betrayal came from strangers. But I was wrong. Sometimes, it comes from the people who share your blood. The ones who smile at you across a dinner table while sharpening the knife they'll drive into your back. My name is Elena Vargas. I'm 34, and I built a tech company from nothing in San Francisco. But this story, it isn't about startups or success. It's about the night I walked into my sister's house with a file of evidence that would tear my family apart forever. 6 months earlier, the only person who ever truly believed in me, my grandfather, Miguel Vargas, died. He wasn't just family. He was my anchor, my teacher, my proof that love could survive disappointment. Without him, I felt like a ship cut loose in a storm. So when my sister, Camila, invited me to a family dinner at her home in Austin, I said yes. I thought maybe, finally, we were ready to mend what years of jealousy had broken. I couldn't have been more wrong. Dinner began with forced smiles, clinking silverware, empty chatter. But then Camila stood, lifted a glass of water, and poured it over my head. My parents cheered as if she'd performed a trick. My aunt sat in silence, eyes lowered, and in that moment, soaked, humiliated, I felt something strange calm, because I knew what they didn't. I hadn't come to beg. I'd come with the truth. I set my wet hair back, smiled coldly, and placed a heavy file on the table. You wanted me gone, I told them. But by the time I leave tonight, it'll be you wishing for mercy. To understand why that moment mattered, you need to know where it began. I grew up in Austin. After my parents' divorce, my grandfather's coffee shop became my second home. While Camila practiced her art projects, I was in the back room, tinkering with old computers, dreaming up systems to help his small shop thrive. Grandpa Miguel would beam at me. "This one sees the future," he'd say. And Camila hated it. She never said the words outright, but I saw the fire in her eyes every time he praised me. My parents, of course, sided with her. To them, my coding was a silly phase. Camila's drawings were practical, celebrated, safe. The divide only grew. Summers were my sanctuary with Grandpa, him teaching me about community service, me dreaming about tech. The night before I left for San Francisco, he handed me an envelope with $5,000. "Build something meaningful," he whispered. That seed money grew into a company worth millions. Every Sunday I called to tell him about new features, new wins. And every Sunday he ended the call with, "That's my girl," until his voice started slipping. Forgetting things, repeating stories. Camila moved closer into his world, shutting me out. She controlled his visits, his medication, his finances. And when he died, the will revealed the unthinkable. Everything, especially the coffee shop, was left to her. It made no sense. Not after all his promises to me. Not after the nights we planned its future together. Suspicion gnawed at me. So I hired a private investigator. What we uncovered made my blood run cold. Camila had manipulated him during his weakest days, adjusting his medication, isolating him, pushing him to sign documents when his mind was fogged. Emails between her and her husband Victor revealed their plan. Sell the shop's land for condos to pay off their crushing debts. But the worst was the recordings. My grandfather's voice, steady but weary, captured on the device I'd once given him. "She says Elena's too busy for this place." But that's not true. Elena's ideas, they'd keep this shop alive. Hearing his faith in me, right before she stole it all, ignited a rage I can't describe. I gathered every shred of proof. And I waited. So there I was, drenched at Camila's dining table, my family smirking around me. I opened the file. Page after page, medical records, bank statements, emails. I played the recordings, his voice echoing in that polished room. And for the first time, silence fell. Camila's face went pale. Victor shifted in his seat. My mother gasped when she saw the debt records. My father looked away. My aunt whispered. I knew something was wrong, but I stayed quiet. Camila broke first. Her voice cracked. "Please, Elena, we'll split it. Half the profits. Just don't ruin us." But it was too late. The district attorney already had copies. By the next morning, charges were filed. The will overturned. The coffee shop mine. Justice came fast. Camila's career collapsed. Victor's company went bankrupt. My parents shrank into shadows, shunned by the same community they once lorded over. My aunt called once, begging forgiveness for her silence. I let the phone ring out, because I'd learned something vital. Silence is complicity. And family, real family, isn't blood, it's loyalty. Today, I split my time between San Francisco and Austin. I rebuilt the shop with the employees who'd stood by my grandfather. We modernized, expanded, gave back to the community. And sometimes, when the smell of fresh coffee fills the air, I swear I hear his voice again. That's my girl. So if you've ever been betrayed by the ones who should have protected you, know this: betrayal may scar you, but truth will set you free. And real family? You'll find them in the ones who show up, not the ones who share your name.